As a team, the Broncos do have one of the more effective pass rushes in the nation, thanks to that guy right there. They're averaging 4.2 sacks per game. That is tied with Texas for the most in the FBS. They are on pace for over 50 sacks this fall. They have only hit 40 once in the last decade, and that was in the 2019 season. We take a closer look on defense in another edition of Cut Up with Kekaula.
Bronco Roundup Rewind, sponsored by your local Toyota dealers.
It's time now to break down the Utah State game. We begin on defense. The very first play of the game, Ahmed Hassanein has become one of the more consistent players in the Mountain West, according to Eric Chenander. He gets the sack here, but there's so much more to this play.
Empty set, gets the snap, looking over the middle, and he's going to be sacked on the first play. Boise State now with 21 sacks. Ahmed Hassanein.
Yeah, starting faster on defense, which I love. So let's start with the offense and defining who a few guys are on the field. So when defenses identify who their threats are, they define receivers by numbers 1, 2, and 3, and that starts the count from the sidelines in. So here to the field, we have a number 1 receiver below the numbers. We have a number 2 receiver near the hash, and then we have a number 3 receiver in the backfield. That's not jersey number, that's number of threats or potential guys that could get the ball around me. Same thing from the boundary. So you start closest to the sideline, work your way in. You have your number 1 receiver, number 2 receiver, and then the number 3 receiver there in the backfield. So what we're in here on defense is a standard cover 4 coverage. What that means is that we have 4 defensive backs playing 4 deep zones on the field. So cover 4 really is a defense to stop the run. If you look at the offensive line, there's an A, B, and C gap, which starts next to your center and works out to the tackles. So there's really 6 gaps on that line of scrimmage right now, right? No tight end or nobody else there. So we have 6 gaps, and we look at how many guys we have over the line of scrimmage in the box to stop the run. We have 4 D linemen and 3 linebackers or, off the ball defenders. So right now we have 7 guys to their 6 gaps. We're in a really good position to stop the run. So for us to get a sack on this means that everybody was doing their job. So in a cover 4, you'll look at your 2 hook defenders, which are really the outside linebackers here on both sides of the field. Alex Tubner and I think Rodney Robinson here. Those guys' responsibility is to match up inside of the number 2 receivers, and they're a hook player, and they'll take the first thing that goes across their face. So here, you'll watch as the running back crosses the face of that hook defender. He's gonna slide out with it because his responsibility is to stay inside of the number 2 threat. And so as this play develops, his new number 2 is the running back who left the backfield. And then we have our middle hook defender who relates to wherever number 3 goes and will take the first thing across his face either direction. So as number 3 leaves the backfield, he's got to adjust, push his coverage out to match the new number 3. And so we have body on body here to the field, taking away the spacing concept. And then you look at the boundary, you have your hook defender who relates to inside of number 2, and he's gonna maintain that leverage, keep the inside cut off. Quarterback tries to throw the ball there, and on a coverage that was supposed to stop the run, we end up getting a sack on it because everybody does their job in the back end, relates to their correct numbers or threats, and our D-line gets to go and eat.